Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Joe Murgo, another edition of That's Cool. This time I'm outside. I'm going to talk about something I found that's really cool to help repair. This is my outside umbrella. Because of my own mistake, I have broken this piece. I tried to Gorilla Tape it before, and it just never held well. And this is what really supports the umbrella. Now, I could get a replacement piece, but I thought I would experiment once I saw something online, and it is this. It is this Bondic. And Bondic, what it is a polymer that once you add UV light to it, it turns to plastic. So what comes in here is a pen. It has a tip where you take off, and this will be the UV light, and this side you open up and is plastic, and a liquid plastic. So what you're doing is you're putting a liquid out. As soon as you apply the liquid, what happens is it stays a liquid until the ultraviolet light hits it. Once the ultraviolet light hits it, it becomes plastic, and at that point it's supposedly really strong. You can sand it, you can paint it. So let's see how it works on this little piece here. What I'm doing now is I opened up the pen side, and I'm gonna kind of get this a little bit closer, and I am squeezing this molasses like liquid out into the crack right through here. And what I'm going to do, and it's staying liquid right now, and I've got a pretty good buildup. Well, and there's some UV light just outside because we're doing this outside, so that's going to be an interesting part of this. But I'm going to take the UV light to it, and it's on the other side of my pen. Give me a second while I stumble around. And this blue UV light, you take it, and you're supposed to put at least 4 seconds on each part of where you put the liquid. And it becomes, oh, it's a solid. It's definitely a solid at this point in time. Now, what I'm going to do, just to be a little extra safe, let me shut off my light, save the battery a little bit. I am going to add a second layer because it said I could sand this afterwards. Plus, I want to get on the edges, and I really want this built up with some plastic. This piece here holds a lot of weight, and I know what I did wrong. So I'm making it a little thicker, so I have a heavier piece of plastic that is hitting. Now, the one thing I will notice that you'll notice is it started to solidify a little bit because I'm outside. There's UV light. But I'm going to blast it with the UV light a little bit more. Now, I left it a little exposed to crack. I didn't totally seal it up. I can't even push it together now because I have this new plastic on the inside. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted new plastic. I wanted to fill it on in. And again, I'll take care of all the white and maybe smooth this down a little bit with the glue remove. So it right now feels like a solid piece of plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up, and we'll see if it can hold the weight of the umbrella. All right, now for the moment of truth. The problem before is I used this when the umbrella was too low and it was too much weight on this piece. So I'm going to put it out, and it will lock it into place. What I probably will do is, now that I have a single piece of plastic on there, just to give me added strength, I may add the Gorilla Tape back to it. I have tested this a couple of times. This is great for repairing some minor weight things. This is a pretty heavyweight thing. I believe, and I've experimented a little bit in between, that if I lower this more and put too much stress on this piece, that the Bondic wouldn't hold. But if you have a toy that broke, just a piece of plastic, and you wanted to fix it, I think this is a great thing, and you get to mold it and sand it and do what you want, and you have a new piece of plastic around it. Again, for me, I would probably add extra support around there, but I do have a waterproof piece of plastic, and I could build it up a little bit more. So my Bondic, I say this is great for a little bit of repairs in plastic, and I love the way you can put it together. And I'm going to experiment with a couple of plastic pots that have broken and small plastic things. For heavy duty things, I would say it's a little bit question mark on how much strength it will give. Remember, it's just a piece of plastic that is bonded on. When you buy the kit, you get the pen and ultraviolet light. And then what I have bought also is you can buy replacement polymer that you could put in and use for other repairs. So far, I think this is really a neat tool for minor repairs, but again, if I'm going to do something major with a lot of weight bearing, probably going to add something to it. But what's really cool is the technology that this stays liquid up until that ultraviolet light hits, and then it all becomes plastic once again. So that's really cool technology. If you have a suggestion on something you would like me to test out or share, go ahead and email it to me at murgo@wtajtv.com.